Coach is talking a lot about the dynamic between you and August kind of off the court and being friends, and maybe how that's paying some dividends for you guys right now. Can you just break down kind of the relationship and how that maybe translates between the lines as well?
Yeah, so August and I are probably the closest on the team together-wise. She's one of my best friends, so I think that really does help translate off court and on the court, obviously. So, like, when we have such a close bond off the court, it's just so much easier to talk to her and communicate with her without actually using words sometimes. In between plays, we're really good at eye contact during the game, so it's just a lot. It's just really comforting to have her on the court and like be my setter, and there's that mutual trust there.
Coach said one of the things he likes that you're doing is just sort of taking what you're given. And maybe there's some younger players that could learn that. Is that something you had to learn a little bit, to sort of not try to do too much?
Yeah. That actually took a while to figure out, because coming on to like into such a big program, you just want to do everything perfect all the time, and you have to remember that every play is going to be different. Just deal with what you're given, make the best of every situation that you possibly can. And honestly, I don't think I figured that out until this past spring. It took a while. Like Matt, I kept like beating in like, can't do too much over and over again, and I don't know, just got to simplify the game sometimes.
You mentioned the anecdote about when he was setting for you guys, I guess over the spring in Beaverton. Do you recall that, and do you recall it being kind of an eye-opening workout?
Yeah, so I've actually never been set that many balls in a game, but the fact that we were able to translate so much of it into positive points for our team, and we were running a lot of the offense through the middle because that's what Matt really wanted our offense to be based off of. I think it encouraged our setters to risk a little bit more, try to force more sets to the middle, but honestly, I just feel like Augustin herself just feels more comfortable in general. Like, that might have been part of a turning point, but I feel like with her personally, she just became more comfortable with it as time went along.
Was it eye-opening for you, like, oh, this is how many balls I might get if Matt really gets his way?
I mean, I've always wanted that many balls, and it was just nice that, like, Matt was just kind of forcing it. And I just remember in high school, that's how it always used to be. And now finally, I was like, guys, I can do this too here in college, I promise. Just give me a chance. But yeah, it's been working out.
How much fun have the last few matches been for you, just to produce at the level you're at?
Oh, it's been a lot of fun. It's just great because August in between plays always like, I'm trying to look for you, like, keep talking to me. And it's just a lot of fun to be a part of the offense so much. And I don't know.
So
it's
it's not, hey, I'm scoring a lot of points. It's, hey, I'm having fun with my teammates. I'm
absolutely.
enjoying this dynamic with August.
Yeah, it's a lot more about how much the team is having fun, because I can't do what I do if we don't get the right passes, if we don't cover. Like, there was definitely some balls that maybe that have been blocked on that should have been a negative for us, but they end up digging it or like covering, and that ends up being 0. So like obviously that helps in the stats, and like I don't know, it's obviously a very team effort towards kind of a thing. So yeah.
Even the offensive production coach says now his focus this week has been making sure your blocking is there, and it sounds like particularly against these two opponents, it's going to be different kind of challenges for the block, but he really emphasized that with us. Where do you feel like you're at kind of defensively, and particularly as you go into these matches specifically?
Yeah, so against Minnesota, we were really focusing on going one-on-one with the middle, and that puts a lot of stress on the middle blocker to cover more ground, I would say, with the other middle. Earlier this week, we were struggling with just the fact of getting over and pressing, taking away more area now that we're not going to have a help against Minnesota. But I think
it sound like it really has your quickness, like moving side to side, I guess.
Yeah, and like it got a lot better. Just like today in the middle session that we had with individuals, it was miles better, and I think we'll be prepared for them.
How much of that do you think is kind of showing the added confidence that Coach Ulmer and the entire team has in the back row defense with everybody you've brought in there this year?
Yeah, so our defense has been a lot stronger than it has been in the past, and Matt really just trusts that if we do our job as blockers and just push everything to the sidelines, we have the defense set up, and he trusts the defense to dig those balls. Yeah, there's a lot of confidence there, and like they're a young group back there, but they've got it. They've got what it takes.
Did you see a lot of improvement for them from week 1 to week 2? It seemed like they really dominated, like the whole team did, but where did you see them start to improve in the back row, specifically Cameron Tastad and Brooke Nunneviller?
Yeah, so I remember, I don't know if I recall this correctly, Cameron got a shot to go in during Nebraska, I believe. And she just went in as a DS, and she just rocked it out in the back row. She handled it very well. She was very poised, and I just think that comes with a lot of experience. Like, they've still played a lot of volleyball up until this point, so it's nothing new for them. But it was just really impressive to see her in front of a crowd of 8,000 people and handling the pressure so well. And yeah, Brooke has just been doing really well overall to begin with. In practice, she always does really well. She's really receptive to feedback, and she's a quick learner.
Now, your personal skill set, it seems like throughout your career you've been a player that comes back after each offseason as a significantly improved player, and that statistically is carried into this year as well. What's your mindset like in the offseason? What do you think works so well for you that you can always come back to the next season with a little bit more?
Honestly, it's the coaching staff. They instill a lot of confidence in us, and like, especially in the spring and the winter, I have that time to just break things down, get back to the basics and the fundamentals, and then keep building on that. Erica Dillard was a huge help to me. I've said her name a million times, I think, in interviews, but no, she's been a huge help. She's the one that's actually helped me figure out to do less, working with the shots and seeing what's open and just expanding my vision of the game.
What was Coach Dillard able to tell you and work you through that you were able to finally kind of understand what you needed to do to be more effectively there?
I think she just simplified the game a lot more for me. I remember specifically in spring, she'd always talk about, like, control your body, hold your body position, and then do what you like, deal with whatever you have in the moment. And she was always really emphasizing the power tipping whenever you see a hole in the block. I think that's been huge for my game, at least, just having the extra shots in my bag rather than just trying to go 100% every time I swing. But yeah.